Hi, friends. So, welcome to a new tradition. So, I did these Tuesday devotions for a long time, and then I let it go for a few months. And then for Lent, I did Tuesday and Thursday Lenten devotions were under 5 minutes. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to keep that tradition going on Tuesdays only. So, don't look for me on Thursdays. But I'm calling these the under 5 minute devotions. So Tuesday at 10 o'clock, hoping to do this every week. So if that's meaningful for you for just a few minutes of this, that's where you'll find me. So I was thinking about the movie. It came out 19 years ago in my mind. It's just a few years ago, but it was actually 19 years ago. The movie No Country for Old Men. It's really an engaging movie. Violent, so probably earned its R rating in lots of ways, but a lot of people, the ending, they don't like the ending because it's ambiguous. It's not everything neat and wrapped up, but you're kind of left with not really sure what exactly happened. And so you get through all of that movie, and then you're like, well, you want everything tied up neat and tidy, and it's not. It's kind of, you're not really sure what exactly happened. And I thought about that because the Gospel of Mark in the Bible, it ends in a kind of a similar way where there's some I can't even get it at I'm not even going to try. Sometimes you get wrapped up trying to get the word out. It's ambiguous. There you go. And so it ends with verse 8. Now there's a later edition, and so most Bibles will say, hey, this part is not in the earliest, most reliable manuscripts, but it looks like somebody tried to tack on an ending to clear it up. But this is how it ends. So this describes the women coming to the tomb, and they have they see the young man in white, says he's risen, he's going ahead of you to Galilee. And so it says, overcome with terror and dread, they fled from the tomb. They said nothing to anyone because they were afraid. Mark 16:8, Common English Bible. So we're left with just that, with like the terror and fear and running, and like, well, okay, well, what happens next? Now there's lots of reasons for that people, scholars guess that maybe they're calling out the disciples who didn't really live up to their calling. Maybe that's it. We're not really sure why it ends this way, but it's challenging to us. Now, we like things like mystery novels. Mystery novels, there's a mystery, but at the end, the mystery is wrapped up. The detective solves the mystery and everything is kind of put right again. We like stories like that. But here in the Gospel of Mark, at least, there's just fear. They're running in fear. And okay, did they go and meet Jesus? And what exactly happened? We're not told here. But I think it's significant because I think the work of faith is not a neat and tidy thing. We want to say, okay, here's your 10 things to believe and go and do it. But I think so much the life of faith is not neat and tidy. We're out there trying to do the right thing, and we're wondering, does anybody notice, or does it make any difference, or are we doing the right thing? That so much of the life of faith is moving forward into an uncertain future and not sure which way it's going to go. And that's living in faith. And I think the Gospel of Mark whenever I read that ending, I get that sense of that, like, well, okay, which way is it going to go? What are we going to do? Are we going to do the right thing? Are we not? And that's the life of faith. We don't like that, but I think that's the reality. Is living in faith is living with an unsure future and an unsure, even moment to moment, we're never sure if we're doing the right thing, but we go forward in faith, hoping that we are, and hoping that we're living into God's future with some uncertainty. So I'll leave you with that uncertainty as we end. And I promise under 5 minutes, so we're getting close here. So go into that unsure future, doing the right thing, even when you're not sure the results are going to be there. Peace to all. Look for me next Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye now.